Imagine waking up tomorrow to find every sprinkle of sugar, cookies, cereal, even healthy yogurt, vanished from your plate. Panic, right? Or maybe relief. Hold that thought. For the next 30 minutes, we'll run a daring thought experiment. What actually happens inside your body if you boycott all added sugar for just 14 days? The stakes couldn't be higher. Misjudge sugar's power and you gamble with premature wrinkles, stealthy fat around vital organs, and an energy roller coaster that tanks productivity. Yet nail the science and you could add bright, active years to your life. Here's the catch. The real drama unfolds invisibly, molecule by molecule. Blood glucose spikes that once looked like the Alps flatten into calm hills. Insulin, the hormonal traffic cop, finally leaves the intersection, letting stubborn fat exit the parking lot. Meanwhile, your gut microbes, tiny tenants paying rent in cravings, start a noisy revolt, begging for sweet rent before packing up and leaving. But the clock is ticking. Day 1 triggers biochemical sirens. Day 7 pushes your liver onto a new fuel. By day 14, your brain could rewire its reward network. We'll track each milestone, expose common myths, and test whether willpower survives movie night popcorn. Why should you care? Because if you miss these changes, you'll quit on day 3, binge on glazed donuts, and spiral back into the sugar trap. Stick around and you'll gain the roadmap, the science, and a sneak peek at the final payoff. A payoff so big I'll keep it hidden until we're nearly done. Buckle up. Your 14-day sugar detox adventure starts now. By the end, you'll not only grasp the chemistry, but feel an urge to conduct the experiment on your cells, armed with the curiosity of a biohacker and the caution of a seasoned clinician. I'm Dr. Goodwill, your guide on active aging, where dense longevity research becomes tactics you can try before the coffee cools. Our first adventure is a 14-day added sugar break. No fruit shaming, no kale bunkers, just skipping the spoonfuls and syrups hidden in drinks, sauces, and fitness bars. The WHO says added sugar should stay below 10% of calories, yet most of us double that by noon, feeding insulin spikes, inflammation, and faster aging. 2 weeks works because it's short enough to attempt without panic and long enough for labs and waistlines to start budging. Think of this as a mini human trial. You're the star subject. I'm the over-eager lab coat. Before we start, log energy, waste, fasting glucose, and count sugary stash items. Honest numbers make honest wins. Ready? Let's hit record and begin. Before slashing sugar, we need to identify the enemy precisely. Sugar isn't a cartoon villain with a neon wrapper. It's a family reunion of molecules ending in "ose." Glucose and fructose are the big siblings found naturally in fruit and honey, while sucrose, the table sugar you might sprinkle on oatmeal, is their happy marriage. In moderation, they fuel muscles and brains. Problems begin with quantities our ancestors couldn't dream of. Sodas, pastries, ketchup, even salad dressing. Picture your bloodstream as a highway. After a sugary snack, glucose cars flood the lanes, forcing insulin patrol cars to direct traffic into muscle and liver garages. Repeated surges exhaust insulin's authority. Muscles stop opening their gates, livers overflow, and the excess gets stored as visceral fat. Precisely the kind that hugs organs and speeds aging. The very first goal of our 14-day challenge is to calm that traffic. Step 1 today: audit labels. Anything listing sugar, cane juice, corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, agave, or natural sweetener blend gets a red sticker. Even organic coconut nectar counts. It's still sugar with a flower crown. Move these items to a quarantine shelf. Visibility breeds accountability. Next, measure your fasting blood glucose if you have a glucometer, or schedule a quick lab test. Healthy ranges hover around 70–90 meter DL. Elevated numbers mean your metabolic engine already struggles, making this experiment not just interesting but urgent. Finally, prep replacements: fresh fruit, raw nuts, plain yogurt, cinnamon, sparkling water, or herbal teas. Having them at eye level disarms cravings before they ambush. Think of this as staging your kitchen like a wardrobe for success. No one wears ski boots to the beach. With the battleground mapped and supplies ready, tomorrow we punch the start button and witness the first biochemical tremors. Post the audit list on your fridge for accountability. Day 1 dawns, coffee smells fantastic, and already the donut in the office kitchen winks at you. Resist, and the first physiological domino falls. Without sugar, your blood glucose curve looks like a gentle wave instead of a tsunami. Insulin secretion drops accordingly, giving fat-burning enzymes, hormone-sensitive lipase and adipose triglyceride lipase, permission to clock in early. Think of them as janitors sweeping away stored fat while insulin's boss is on break. Yet biochemistry rarely throws confetti. By mid-afternoon, catecholamines such as adrenaline rise to keep glucose stable. Your heart may flutter, your patience may shorten, and an unmistakable headache can pound like a drummer. This isn't failure, it's withdrawal similar to caffeine tapering. One clinic participant negotiated with a vending machine, offering motivational quotes in exchange for chocolate. Cravings peak between hours 24 and 48. Knowing the timeline helps you outlast the storm. To smooth the ride, hydrate aggressively, water dilutes hunger hormones like ghrelin, and front-load protein at meals. A breakfast of eggs, avocado, and spinach provides amino acids and healthy fats that stabilize dopamine, the reward neurotransmitter previously juiced by sugar. Visual aid. Show two curves. The red line spikes after soda, then crashes, symbolizing fatigue. The blue line, representing a balanced meal, rises gently and plateaus. Overlay mood icons, manic smile, sleepy face. The image imprints why you're doing this. Evening tip. Replace dessert ritual with peppermint tea plus a 5-minute mindfulness exercise. Studies show peppermint scent suppresses appetite, and mindfulness resets the prefrontal cortex. Survive these first 48 hours, and your hormonal orchestra starts retuning for a sweeter symphony without sugar. Celebrate with a non-food reward. Call a friend, stretch, or cue a playlist to anchor success and reinforce the new metabolic melody. By sunset of day 2, you may regret everything. Don't quit. It's just a dopamine drought. Sugar normally lights up that pathway. Take it away and you get cranky, sleepy, cupcake obsessed. Name the feeling a dopamine dip and wait it out. In roughly 72 hours, your brain raises tyrosine hydroxylase and starts making its own reward signal, so days 2 and 3 feel slow motion. A spinach and almond salad with olive oil supplies magnesium and chromium to calm nerves and steady blood sugar. Fewer 3 a.m. glucose crashes mean deeper REM by night 2. Starved sugar-loving gut bugs will beg. Feed the rest of your microbiome chia, green banana, or asparagus to silence them. When cravings hit, divert yourself for 2 minutes, brush, walk, puzzle, urge gone. One patient covered her cupboards with just 2 minutes notes, and by day 3 craved less and cleaned more. Reach dawn of day 4 and mood steadies. The worst has passed. By the second night, you might curse the plan. Irritability, fatigue, cupcake fantasies. Just a dopamine drought. Call it a dopamine dip and ride it out. Within 72 hours, the brain boosts tyrosine hydroxylase and restarts its own reward signal, so days 2 and 3 crawl. A spinach almond salad with olive oil adds magnesium and chromium, steadying glucose and deepening REM by night 2. Sugar-loving gut bugs will howl. Hush them with chia, green banana, or asparagus. When cravings flare, distract yourself for 2 minutes and they fade. Reach day 4 and mood steadies. The storm has passed. Welcome to the end of week 1, where your liver finally gets a spa day. Remember, this organ is the biochemical equivalent of a Swiss Army knife, detoxifying, storing glycogen, manufacturing cholesterol, and staging emergency sugar production via gluconeogenesis. Flood it with added sugar, and it prioritizes converting fructose straight into triglycerides, inflating your blood lipid panel, and marbling the liver with fat. 5 sugar-free days change the script dramatically. With fructose intake plummeting, hepatic enzymes like fatty acid synthase downshift, while peroxisome proliferator activated receptor alpha revs up genes that burn fat instead of storing it. Translation: triglyceride production slows, and existing fat deposits become fuel. Though you won't see this on a selfie, lab work after 7 days often shows a measurable dip in triglycerides, sometimes by 10%. Visual demonstration. Display 2 animated livers side by side. The first, day 0, looks patchy and inflamed. The second, day 7, radiates smooth pixels as fat droplets shrink and inflammatory cytokines scatter like disgruntled tourists. But wait, misconception alert. People fear that without sugar they'll feel perpetually hungry. Reality. Stable insulin allows glucagon to pull energy from glycogen smoothly, averting hunger spikes. Tip: include a tablespoon of chia seeds with breakfast. Their soluble fiber forms a gel that slows gastric emptying, extending satiety. Mini story. I once challenged a group of medical students to ditch sugary energy drinks during exam week. Outcome? Improved ALT liver enzymes and ironically higher test scores. Who knew biochemistry could improve GPA? Potential hurdle: evening wine. Alcohol metabolism competes with the same detox pathways as fructose, sabotaging liver recovery. 7 days deep, and a surprising ripple effect surfaces. Your circadian rhythm starts purring like a well-oiled clock. Without nightly dessert, or that late evening soda, insulin stops spiking before bed, allowing melatonin release to follow its natural climb. In tandem, cortisol, your chief stress hormone, drops to its healthy nighttime valley instead of playing whack-a-mole at midnight. Visual cue: 2 overlapping graphs. The red insulin curve spikes, smothers melatonin, and jostles cortisol. The green curve shows gentle insulin, rising melatonin, and a restful cortisol valley. Viewers see the hormonal ballet reinforcing deep sleep. Here's the practical payoff. Deep sleep phases lengthen, boosting growth hormone secretion, which accelerates cellular repair and fat oxidation. Many participants report waking before alarm clocks, feeling annoyingly chipper, an eerie phenomenon my clinic affectionately calls morning smugness. But tension remains. What about late-night work sessions? If circadian cues are sacrificed for deadlines, sugar abstinence alone won't rescue sleep quality. Solution: employ a digital sunset 1 hour before bed. Dim screens, switch to amber lighting, or wear blue-blocking glasses. Pair that with a magnesium glycinate supplement and chamomile tea. Both promote GABA activity, calming the nervous system without metabolically disruptive sugars found in hot chocolate. Mini story: Ethan, a software engineer, swapped his 11 p.m. cola for peppermint tea. Within a week, his wearable showed a 25% increase in deep sleep and a 15-point drop in resting heart rate. He also stopped dozing off during morning stand-ups, though his colleagues remained skeptical. Action item tonight: measure your sleep latency, the minutes it takes to nod off. Record it for comparison in week 2. Improvements here validate the invisible hormonal choreography. It's day 8, and your brain, an energy-hungry organ consuming 20% of resting calories, is adapting to a smoother fuel supply. Without sugar surges, glucose becomes steady, while small ketone whispers arrive as premium octane. This combination stabilizes neurons and boosts brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that strengthens and sprouts neural connections. Think of BDNF as miracle grow for synapses. Higher levels mean quicker learning, better memory, and greater emotional resilience. Anecdote: a PhD student in my mentorship group swapped sugary cereal for eggs and spinach. Within a week, she shaved 20 minutes off her daily literature review because attention no longer dissolved halfway through abstracts. Tension time: some fear low blood sugar will wreck cognition. Reality: true hypoglycemia is rare when meals include protein, healthy fat, and fiber. The brain fatigue you once blamed on low blood sugar was actually rebound hyperglycemia, a crash following a candy-induced spike. For skeptics, try a cognitive stopwatch experiment. Solve a crossword or Sudoku you've never seen, record the time before the detox, then retest today. Most people clock a 10 to 15% speed boost, confirming the mental upgrade. Visual suggestion: split screen of 2 animated brains. The left, sprinkled with candy, fires chaotic red sparks. The right, post-detox, glows calm blue with rapid, orderly connections. Biohack bonus: add omega-3s, sardines, walnuts, or algae oil. DHA embeds in neuronal membranes, enhancing signal fidelity and complementing your new BDNF surge. Mini story: during my inaugural sugar cleanse, I drafted a research grant on day 9, finishing 2 hours early, and, miracle of miracles, remembered where I parked at the hospital. Action item: pick a demanding task: coding, chess puzzles, language drills, and log performance daily. Quantifying gains turns subjective, better focus into hard evidence. 5 days 9 and 10, the mirror becomes your lab report. Skin that looked dull last week appears brighter, as though someone upgraded the lighting. This isn't wishful thinking, it's reduced glycation. Glycation occurs when excess glucose binds to collagen fibers, forming advanced glycation end products, aptly abbreviated AGEs because they literally age tissue by making it stiff and discolored. With sugar intake slashed, Fewer glucose molecules roam free to glom onto proteins. Collagen retains flexibility, improving skin elasticity and evening tone. Dermatology studies show measurable reductions in skin roughness after 12 days of low glycemic eating. We're only at day 10, and the glow is already forecasting. Show, don't just tell, display 2 collagen ropes. The first is frayed and caramelized like over-roasted marshmallow. The second remains smooth, highlighting how less sugar preserves springiness. Apprehension alert. Skeptics worry giving up sugary snacks will sap joy, and stress can harm skin too. Enter the reward swap. Choose a non-edible treat, 10 minutes of sun, a new playlist, or a quick face massage with a chilled jade roller. You still trigger dopamine, minus glycation fallout. Mini story. A patient named Tom documented his detox on social media. On day 10, he posted side-by-side selfies. Followers accused him of using a beauty filter, yet the only filter involved was removing sugar from coffee. His confidence spike was as telling as the epidermal one. Pro tip: increase vitamin C intake, kiwi, bell pepper, or a supplement. Vitamin C serves as a cofactor for collagen synthesis, amplifying the anti-glycation benefits of your sugar hiatus. Assignment: capture a selfie today and another on day 14 under identical lighting. Visual proof cements motivation when temptations return. Next, we'll inspect the immune system's response, specifically how white blood cells rally once freed from high fructose distraction. Your glow becomes hard data. Day 11 ushers in quieter inflammation, the body's chronic low-grade fire alarm that sugar loves to trigger. High-sugar diets elevate C-reactive protein and TNF-alpha, signaling the immune system to stay on constant, exhausting alert. Remove the sweet stimulus and those sirens finally mute. Inside your bloodstream, neutrophils and macrophages pivot from cleanup duty back to specialized tasks like targeting pathogens. In one clinical study, participants on a 2-week sugar reduction program saw a 20% drop in CRP levels. Though you can't feel CRP directly, you may notice less joint stiffness or sinus congestion. Demonstration: animation of fire sprinklers dousing an office, then shutting off as sugar packets disappear, allowing employees, white blood cells, to resume their desks. Misconception twist: some believe sugar boosts immunity by giving energy. In reality, high glucose impairs phagocytosis, the process white cells use to engulf intruders, for up to 5 hours after a soda. So ditching sugar isn't denying defense, it's sharpening swords. Practical tip: amplify benefits with anti-inflammatory spices: turmeric, ginger, and rosemary. My favorite immunity shot: blend fresh ginger, lemon, pinch of turmeric, and sparkling water. Zero added sugar, maximal zing. Mini story: pediatric nurse Carla caught fewer colds after her 14-day sugar break. She later realized her throat lozenge habit contained corn syrup, proof hidden sugars sabotage even healthcare workers. Unknown side bonus: the gut's improved butyrate production strengthens colon barrier integrity, preventing inflammatory molecules from leaking into circulation. Action step: if accessible, schedule a fasting CRP blood test at the end of this quest. Seeing numbers drop reinforces long-term change. Otherwise, track subjective inflammation markers: morning joint discomfort, nasal stuffiness, or migraine frequency. We've arrived at day 12, the narrative's tipping point, where the hidden core message breaches the surface like a whale. Sugar isn't merely an ingredient, it's a master puppeteer quietly pulling metabolic strings. Over the last decade, research has reframed sugar from harmless calorie to endocrine disruptor, neurochemical hacker, and, crucially, age accelerator. Your 14-day experiment has been a live demonstration. Consider the glymphatic system, the brain's nightly waste clearance channel. Excess sugar clogs this pathway, intensifying amyloid buildup linked to dementia. Conversely, after just 2 weeks of reduced sugar, clearance efficiency rebounds. Meanwhile, telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes, shorten faster under high fructose diets. By slashing sugar, you effectively lift your foot off the cellular accelerator pedal, speeding toward senescence. Visual metaphor: a marionette stage with sugar cubes manipulating strings attached to organs. Halfway through the scene, scissors labeled 14-day detox sever the threads, organs stand on their own, and the sugar puppeteer tumbles. But tension remains. Is moderation enough, or must sugar remain in exile? Science says occasional deliberate sugar can coexist with health, provided insulin sensitivity is robust and added sugar averages under 25 grams daily. The bigger revelation is autonomy. Learning you can feel fantastic without sweet crutches lets you choose when indulgence is worth it. Mini story. Jake, a pastry chef, now tastes a single macaron from each batch instead of 3. Creative satisfaction soared once sugar regained special occasion status. Self-audit prompt. List social settings where sugar appears automatically. Office meetings, birthdays, movie nights. Circle occasions that genuinely enhance joy. Cross out mindless ones and forge a sustainable peace treaty with sweetness. Day 13 feels oddly victorious. The summit is in sight, but we're not planting the flag yet. Let's crystallize what we've learned into a lifelong toolkit. Objective wins, steadier energy, calmer cravings, deeper sleep, clearer skin, lower inflammation. Subjective wins, confidence, mental bandwidth, and a newfound respect for the subtleties of natural sweetness. Blueprint Step 1. Keep added sugars under 25 grams daily, roughly 6 teaspoons. Use a tracking app for 2 random weeks per quarter to recalibrate perception. Step 2. Implement the front-load protein rule. Include 20 grams of protein at breakfast to prevent afternoon sugar hunts. Step 3. Batch prep low-sugar snacks. Roasted chickpeas, cocoa dust-ed almonds, frozen grapes. Convenience beats willpower. Recap the stepping stones with a rapid montage. Label audit, headache hump, taste bud reset, liver cleanse, sleep upgrade, brain boost, skin glow, immune calm, and puppet strings cut. Each graphic flashes a green checkmark, reinforcing progress. Common pitfall, revenge sugar binge. After restriction, some celebrate with a donut parade. Countermeasure, schedule an alternative reward, nature hike, massage, new audiobook immediately after day 14. Positive reinforcement without glycemic shock cements behavior change. Mini story. My retired client Marisol finished her detox, celebrated with salsa dancing, and discovered she preferred rhythmic endorphins to frosted cupcakes. Her hemoglobin A1C later dropped from pre-diabetic to normal. Key mindset shift. View sugar as a spice, not a staple. Cinnamon, nutmeg, citrus zest, and vanilla trick taste buds into perceiving sweetness without glucose payload. Keep them visible beside the stove. Homework. Draft a personal sugar code. 3 to 5 sentences defining your relationship with sweetness. Example. I savor dessert on birthdays and vacations, but skip it on autopilot days. Welcome to day 14, the finish line and, paradoxically, the starting gate for real life. You've proved sugar doesn't own you, but now you face the buffet of society. Let's craft a reentry protocol that prevents relapse while preserving flexibility. Rule 1. Deliberate dosage. When sugar appears, pre-decide portion size before the first bite. A single scoop of gelato? Great. Return the spoon to the counter. Decision closed. Rule 2. Combine sugar with fiber or protein to blunt glucose spikes. Think dark chocolate alongside almonds instead of alone. Rule 3. Schedule sweetness. Picking 2 indulgence windows per week eliminates impulsive grazing and turns dessert into an event worth anticipation. Demonstration: show a 3-column calendar. Highlight Tuesday dinner and Saturday brunch in bright colors. Viewers visualize structure replacing chaos. Address fear. Some worry reintroducing sugar will reignite cravings instantly. Studies suggest occasional mindful sugar within a low-added context doesn't fully reactivate reward pathways. The danger is consecutive days, so employ the 2-day buffer. Never indulge 2 days in a row. Mini story. Tech executive Hugo followed this plan, enjoying homemade tiramisu every Friday night. 6 months later, his fasting insulin remained steady, and his Italian grandmother declared him still worthy of family gatherings. Preparation tip: keep emergency snacks, beef jerky, olives, apple slices, within arm's reach during travel or late meetings. Access prevents the "nothing else was available" excuse. Strategy for social pressure: praise the host's dessert, cut a thin slice, savor 3 mindful bites, then slide the plate away. Compliments disarm, portions limit impact, mindfulness maximizes pleasure per gram. Create a sugar fallback kit at home. Sparkling water, frozen berries, Greek yogurt, cinnamon, mint. Mixing these can silence cravings in 2 minutes. 14 days down and you're officially fluent in your body's sugar dialect. Take a moment, yes, right now, to breathe and appreciate the chemistry, willpower, and perhaps mild kitchen chaos that carried you here. No crash diets, no magic powders, just science, strategy, and a dash of humor. Let's anchor the victory with community. Scroll to the comments and share your biggest surprise. Was it that water suddenly felt flavorful, or that your jeans staged an unsolicited reunion with your waistline? If you attempted the cognitive stopwatch, drop your before and after times so fellow viewers can cheer or playfully compete. Call to action number 2. Challenge one friend or family member to the same 14-day journey. Becoming an accountability mentor reinforces your own habits and multiplies the impact. Remember, spreading health wisdom is the only acceptable form of peer pressure. If you're hungry, pun intended, for deeper dives, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Upcoming episodes include the truth about artificial sweeteners and a cooking demo where I turn vegetables into dessert without violating metabolic peace treaties. Lastly, craft your personal sugar code from segment 13 and pin it somewhere visible. A fridge magnet, phone lock screen, or even a sticky note on your coffee mug can act as a daily nudge. Mini story send-off. During my residency, I taped a note saying, "Choose tomorrow's energy" on the break room vending machine. It annoyed colleagues for a week, and then they started packing nuts and fruit. Thank you for trusting active aging and me, Dr. Goodwell, with 30 minutes of your precious lifespan. Your mitochondria salute you. Now type those victories below, hydrate, and go savor life's natural sweetness. See you in the next adventure. Until then, keep questioning labels, keep experimenting, and remember, the sweetest things in life come wrapped in experience, not plastic or corn syrup.